Okay, so guys, let's first break down what a skinny person is. People have this misconception that skinny people have fast metabolism, which is not true. We have no scientific evidence to support so. When people throw the metabolism word without understanding what it actually means, a human metabolism from one extreme to other extreme is not that different. It's actually not. So let's say if I have slow metabolism and somebody who's very skinny has fast metabolism, the amount of calories that he needs to maintain his weight and I have to maintain my weight is not that different per kilogram of body weight. So what I'm saying is, a skinny person is not capable of eating more food instinctively. Like if you leave a person who is very skinny and say, you know what, you're not measuring how much you're eating, just eat what you feel like. If you count at the end of the day, he is not most likely 100% of the time, this guy has the tendency to eat less food. Like his calories will not be in the surplus. His calorie will be either in the maintenance or below maintenance. And that's the reason he's always skinny. And the thing is, he doesn't acknowledge the fact that he has a small appetite. Or the society is built in a way that they tell him, oh, you're so skinny, you eat so much, you still don't gain weight. No, he doesn't eat food. Like I have so many skinny people who come to me and ask me, why am I not gaining weight? I'm like, dude, give me a portfolio of everything you're eating in the whole day. And when I see how much they ate, it's very evident that these guys are eating, like at the end of the day, a 22-year-old who is active throughout the day is eating 2,500 calories. I'm like, of course, bro, you're not gonna gain weight that way. So now once we establish that very clear that a skinny person has a small appetite, what should we do? We need to find a way to trick his brain to eating more food. And how can we do that? I'm going to give you guys 3 tips. The number 1 is, with every meal, add in liquid calories. Because liquid calories, because it has no fibers, it's very easy to digest and you get hungry again. So let's say whenever you wake up and whatever breakfast, either you stay with your family, you eat at home, or you eat outside, whatever. So let's say if you eat, whatever meal is cooked at your house or outside, you eat that meal. With that, add in a glass of milk or a glass of juice or whatever every single meal. So if you're eating, let's say 4 meals, and you add a glass of milk in all 4 meals, that's 500 extra calories throughout the day. Actually more, because a glass of milk is around 130, 150 calories, and so is a glass of juice. So that way throughout the day you added 500 more calories. Now the same person eating 2,500 calories instinctively is now going to eat 3,000, because he has to make that change consciously to add a glass of milk or a glass of whatever. I'm saying a liquid could be anything, but not just Pepsi and something. Just get something that has some nutritional values. Number 2 is, you don't need to find volume of food. People have this misconception. Volume does not equal to more calories. Like I can eat a bowl full of rice and broccoli and I'll be full, but that's barely like 500, 700 calories. That's not a lot of food. But a handful of peanut butter, almonds, cashew nuts, seeds, they are like literally 300, 400 calories. If you were to like eat a big bowl of all those nuts and seeds and all the dry fruits combined, a really big bowl, that is close to 1,000 calories. And I'm not even kidding. Good luck eating 1,000 calories from roti, rice and stuff like that. It's very hard. Your stomach will be full. So what I'm saying is, if you cannot eat a whole bowl of dry fruits by yourself, make sure you split out the meal. With every meal, with having a glass of milk and having a glass of juice or whatever, now add in a handful of peanuts or nuts or whatever. So now you're not only eating 150 from liquid, but now another 200, 300 from dry fruits. So you are adding 500 extra calories every single meal. And this 500 calories are very low in fiber. So that way, it's not gonna impede your ability to eat the other food, if that makes sense, because you will still be able to eat other food, and on top of that you are adding those extra calories throughout the meal. Make sense? So that is one of the easiest way to add calories throughout the day. Now if you are eating 4 meals or 5 meals, if you calculate the math, that's actually a lot of calories you're adding throughout the day. Now once we establish both those things very clear, now let's talk about the third thing. The third thing is, once you do this for a couple of months and let's say you're still not gaining weight, which is very unlikely, trust me, if you are doing this, every skinny person that ever came to me, there's 2 things they did. They add in liquid calories, because Because fat people, we tell it's quite opposite. Don't eat liquid calories because first of all, it has no fiber and it doesn't make your stomach full anyways. So you end up just consuming more calories. But with skinny people, it's not the same because they have very small appetite. We want them to eat more food. Uh, the third thing is, but I'm pretty sure just from these two tips alone, you would be figured out. Like if you literally track for 30 days, every single meal, add in a glass of milk. I'm not even kidding. One of the oldest ways before all this drugs and all this nonsense fitness industry came into existence, if you look even prehistoric time, the fastest way to add on mass was gallon of milk a day. Literally old school bodybuilders, old school strongmen, all Indian wrestlers in Greeks and Rome, everybody used to do the same thing. They used to eat a gallon of milk. That was 4 liters of milk every day. And when they did, I'm not telling you to do that. What I'm saying is it's very efficient because it works. The third tip now is add in an extra meal every now and then. Like let's say if you're eating 4 meals right now, find a way to add 5 meals. Like skinny people, because they just don't like food. They like food, but they don't like to eat a lot of food. And that's true. There's nothing else. And you have heard stories about skinny guys eat a lot of food, doesn't gain weight. It's bullshit. That's never been proven. And if I can challenge you, if there exists a skinny man, send the link to those guys' Instagram or somewhere to me here. But it doesn't exist. Now, add in a meal every now and then. So what can you do? So let's say if you are eating 3 square meals a day like most people do, breakfast, evening, like a lunch at the afternoon and dinner at night. Add in a mid-morning snack and then add in a snack after lunch, add in another snack before dinner, right? And on top of that, with your main food, you're already eating milk, you're already eating dry fruits, which are very highly calorie dense. Like think about something like peanut butter. A spoon of peanut butter is 100 calories, literally, no joke. So, and that's not even a full tablespoon. It's only like 15 grams. That's like half a tablespoon is like 100 calories, around 90 to 100 calories. So what you can do is make a sandwich. Take a bread, a 2 piece of bread is only 150 calories, but add in like 2-3 big spoon of peanut butter. That's literally 500 calories. A sandwich with, like, if you make literally fill 2 bread with a lot of peanut butter, it's like 600 calories. You can eat 2 or 3 of those. That is 1200, 1800 calories in your body right there. So the thing is, you have to stop eating instinctively on how you feel. And that's how skinny people fail to gain weight, is because they're eating instinctively. They're not making conscious effort to eat more food. Same with the fat people. Like if I leave somebody like me, for example, if I were not to count my calories or not to count my portions and I just go eating what I feel like, trust me, I can eat 5,000 calories in a day, a joke. Like I'm not even kidding. I can literally eat 5,000 calories in a day. But I have to make conscious effort that I don't do that because I have a really huge appetite, and that is the genetics. And last tip I would give you would be your performance in gym. Now, when you're eating all this surplus of calories, you want to make sure that you utilize those calories properly. If you're on a surplus of 1,000 calories, skinny people have the best frame to build on muscle. Why? Because the body is literally starving to put on some weight, right? And when you're going to gym, not doing bicep curls and isolation movements like chest flies and calf raises and stuff like that, lateral raises, no. Focus on 6 to 7 big movements that train your entire body in one system, not in the muscle isolation, but muscle involvement. Training, for example, if you're training your chest, your goal should not be just chest. Your goal should be like, let's say, bench press, chest, shoulder, tricep, everything in one unit. If you're doing something like a deadlift, you're working hamstring, glutes, back, lower back, traps, neck, everything. Doing something like a squat, using your entire body. Something like an overhead press, entire physique. So that's how you put on mass. Not by doing ice. We have so many research, like guys, it's even unreal. We're in 2020 and I still see people doing bicep curls in the gym. Like, dude, what is the purpose of movement like bicep curl? What does it accomplish? Like, let's say if you want to build biceps, then why do bicep curls? A set of chin up has much more tension on your bicep than any bicep curls ever known to humankind. Literally. Like, why would you do chest flies when you can do bench press? And people argue that, oh, it's just to get more volume. Yeah, then just do one more set of bench press. They're much more volume. But yeah, So yeah, that's the thing. Let's recap. 4 things I've talked, like 3 for the diet and 1 for training. 3 things. First, add in liquid calories. Number 2, add in calorie dense food like peanut butter, dry fruits and stuff like that. Number 3, uh, add in extra meals between your regular meals, snacks. And fourth was, when you go to gym, make sure you train heavy movements with proper form though, and progressively keep adding 5 pounds to the same movement every day. So what happens is, let's say I'm going to give you a simple example. Like, let's say you're doing something like a bench press. Bench press involves your chest, triceps, shoulders, everything, right? The entire pushing chain of your upper body. Now, when you do something like that, you can get to 100 pounds of bench press to 200 pounds. Now, your chest, shoulder, tricep, everything is going to grow in alignment. But let's say if you were to isolate, you have to do 2 times or 3 times more work for little result. Like, you have to train your chest separately, you have to train your shoulder separately, you have to train your triceps separately, and the tension is going to be very low. Like, can you do 100 pounds chest flies? No. How are you going to progressively overload chest flies? It's not one of those movements that you can actually progressively overload. And progressive overload is the number one factor when it comes to gaining muscle, period. There is nothing else. Mechanical tension is the number one reason for hypertrophy. The amount of weight you lift is directly correlates to the amount of muscle you have. There was actually a research published in one of the universities. If you want to link the research down, they said a man's muscle in his entire body is directly proportional to his max squat, because squat works the entire human body. So it's like, the person who can squat more, the most weight, is most likely to have the most muscle as well. Like, literally, you can just tell from a person. You don't even need to know his BMI. You don't even need to know his weight. That's how simple it is. Like, if you can just know a person who squats a lot of weight is most likely to have more muscle than the other guy who squats less than him. And again, this is only for natural lifters. If you are enhanced using all this artificial stuff, then it's not. We're talking about human physiology when it's in normal conditions. Between you and me, it's just normal people. Yeah, so thank you guys for watching. And yeah, again, please like, share and subscribe if you like the content. Thank you.